I lost 100 pounds, which was huge. I couldn't even have imagined that at the time when I started. Life was pretty predictable. I'd just go to work and come home and usually was just very tired. I either take a nap after work or I would reward myself by just binge watching Netflix for 3 hours. I remember getting over 15,000 steps in a day and thinking to myself, who am I? But that was probably the first moment that I was like, wow, I went on vacation and I chose to do all of this on vacation because I wanted to be more active and work to better myself. I had been putting off going to the gym for so long. I think it took 6 months together before I even got up the nerve to actually go to the gym. And then 2 months into the gym, I was like, I really enjoy this. 13 inches lost on my hips, 10 inches on my waist. I go to all the different grade levels and I'll walk into a kindergarten classroom and sit on the floor with them and get up and down and not have any issues with it. I lead worship at my church and the ab exercises and the breath control that I have now have actually made me a better singer. It's really impacted pretty much every area of my life. I would say, if you're on the fence, if it's been something that you tried before and you weren't able to do it, or that you just keep following the same cycle of starting and stopping and starting and stopping, having a coach working with Shayna has been the thing that's actually kept me going.
I was defeated, I was exhausted, and just felt like not enough. My body shape has changed completely, and now I love what I see in the mirror. I'm wearing a bikini for the first time in forever at the beach and having a great time with my kids and family. Secondly, the habits that I've learned are going to be something that takes me through the rest of my life so that I can live a long, happy, healthy life with my family. Lastly, I can do push-ups and pull-ups now. I progressed from just being on a table, trying to get out a couple of push-ups to now being able to be on my toes doing 3 sets of 12 or more. I would say just do it. Do it now. Don't be scared. Just get in and start changing your life for the better.
My weight loss journey was pretty massive, losing nearly 58 pounds. Before we started working together, I was sort of at this all-time low in my life. I was working a very demanding job that required a lot. So I was giving my all to my job, to my kids, what was left over to my husband, and really nothing to myself when we started working together. And I was sort of amazed that within the first couple weeks, definitely within the first month, I was already getting a lot more energy back. The way that I was fueling my body and the extra movement, all of those things started making me show up better and already feel better and more energetic. You never made it overwhelming. We were just doing that 1% better, or that one main big rock to focus on first, slowly over time, adding more things as we were getting that habit down. It was important for me with support to not feel overwhelmed in the process. Working together in this way has also given me confidence to make big changes in other areas of my life. I left my very demanding job and I am going out on my own on this new business venture, and I'm really excited about it. With me not having the self-belief in this area of my life, that has totally shifted from us working together. If anyone is on the fence about coaching with Shayna, absolutely do it. Jump at this opportunity. You're going to be so excited about who you become along the journey, and your life is forever transformed. It's the best investment that I've ever made in my life.
I did lose about 45 to 50-ish pounds over the course of several months. Before joining, I was overweight, about 50 or so pounds. I was getting a lot of negative input from my doctors, such as high blood pressure, high cholesterol, pre-diabetes, and the feedback I got from them was, well, just eat less. Maybe a few weeks after that, my husband and my colleagues were asking me, what was I doing? I look a lot better. The color in my skin is back. I don't appear as tired anymore. So you and I were able to take a step back. Let's just see how the first week or so goes, and then slowly reintroduce my habits that we set for from the past year or so. We were able to slowly build on those habits. It was a little bit overwhelming, but not as overwhelming as I put on myself early on. I can do pull-ups. I can do 10 reps for 4 sets. My squat gain is pretty good. I am able to do pretty good over my body limit, plus in squats as well as deadlifts. In fact, I was golfing last week and I was able to outdrive my team further than the men I was golfing with. Having those moments have been amazing. For those that are on the fence, don't wait. I waited and tried to figure this out on my own. So I really didn't have a proper education. Get off that fence. move on and find Shayna.
I've lost over 55 pounds and counting. I would describe my life as very inactive. Any moment that I got free, I was sitting down at my computer. Once the kids were asleep, I was sitting down on the computer. So like poor nutrition and definitely poor sleep hygiene. I can remember moments where I first started to realize change was happening. From my first weight workout where I felt so strong and I was so excited. I was kind of walking around flexing in the mirror and I was just like, this is going to be really fun.
Within that 1 year, you steadily lost over a pound per week. That's like what your rate of loss ended up being. You even mentioned that we had some weeks where our weekends disrupted that rate of progress, right? But it all works out when we zoom out of like, that actually didn't make a difference in the grand scheme of things, right? But what would have is beating yourself up and taking that into the next weekend or the next weekend. But instead, you kind of found a way to always show up, but also live your life and find some balance.
The balance was so key for me because I never, along that whole journey, felt like I was sacrificing something. The learnings I've taken away, the results that I've gotten, it's starting to like trickle out to my family and to my network. My mom's been really encouraged and all her family, siblings are encouraged. So I think anyone sitting on the fence, like your results are guaranteed. Look at it as an investment in yourself. And if you have other people around you who see yourself in them and they see themselves in you, the investment you're making in yourself could very much trickle out to your network, your friends, family, and children.